I wanted to learn Unreal Engine 5, and I thought there is no better way than to rebuild this entire office as a metahuman. And how good does it look? How convincing was it? Well, let's take a look.
What's up, brother?
Hello.
What you up to, man?
What the bruh?
What's up, buddy?
What the bruh?
What's up?
Oh my gosh, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. This is so creepy.
What's up, buddy?
Yo.
What are you doing?
I'm just hanging out watching TV.
What are you watching?
What is wrong with your face? It's like I'm talking to somebody from The Sims.
And the best part about all of this is that it's completely free and doesn't require any prior knowledge of the system, really. It's going to be a lot of tinkering around, but nothing too crazy. On top of that, it can be used in a number of different ways, right? Whether my room is clean, whether I am clothed at all, or quite frankly, whether I'm even here. But before we get into using it, we have to get into building it, which starts us with step one, which is scanning. So the first thing I did was go to my iPhone and download an app called Polycam. This allows me to use the LiDAR sensor that's built inside of the iPhone to create 3D models using photogrammetry. That's a new word, but pretty simple. It just allows me to grab these scans so that I can get them ready for Unreal Engine and ultimately the use in the project. This app is completely free. It's really easy to go through. The way that we're going to use it, pretty much for the first scan, I was just going to grab the entire room. It doesn't need to be the most detailed scan ever. Quite frankly, I just want to use it to make sure size and scale of everything is correct. So I'm just going to knock that out, and after a little bit of processing power, I'm going to be able to play with it a bit. So now that it's all processed and ready to use, what I personally like to do is go into the augmented reality section of the app and be able to actually walk through the room a bit. It makes me look kind of like a crazy person in the backyard, but it's really cool to see your scan and kind of walk through it, be able to look at the side of objects. Is this good? Does this need to rescan? Before I get into Blender, get into Unreal or anything like that, I can actually see, does this work, is a really early check. Plus, let's be real, it's fun. Guys, have fun. It's fun. It's fun. So after I've double checked my file in augmented reality, all I need to do is send this to myself. I'm going to take it as a GLTX file. I'll bring it into Blender, clean it up for whatever it needs to be, and export it out as an FBX file. And from here, this is kind of where the grind starts. Quite frankly, I'm going to look through all of my project files. I'm going to scan in any pieces I think to be too unique or that I'm not going to find somewhere else. And I'm just going to try to replicate piece by piece using my reference scan to make sure I can get everything into the room. And after a little bit of grind and a lot of bit of time, I think we're pretty replicated. But we can't really stop here. We're missing one real factor, if you will, about this thing. And that's me. My metahuman needs to be in here. So I go back into Polycam and I am going to scan my face. Now, don't worry, everybody looks terrible when scanning your face. I personally will wear a wig cap so that my hair doesn't create a new mesh. I'll delete off anything again in Blender, follow the exact same process, and I'm going to bring that into the MetaHuman Creator. MetaHuman Creator is kind of like a video game character creator, if you will. It allows me to use the mesh of my face, kind of make a clay model, and go in with little pinpoints and adjust it. Now, quite frankly, I'm not the best at this. I'm going to get it as close as I can to a usable kind of copy of me. But I would love tips here on how I could make this better. I feel like my guy's close. He's close. He's just not there all the way yet. So now after a little bit of export import magic and rendering time, we not only have the room done, we have the avatar in the room. So what I'm going to do from here is really kind of make idle animations. Your hands tend to move around quite a bit when you're talking, and I don't want my guy just sitting kind of like perfectly set up the entire time. So I'm going to go into the control rig and I'm going to create a sequence just so that he can be able to move his hands. Basic key presses, mouse movement, just kind of things like that, so that he looks a little bit more comfortable. So the last step here is face control. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the coolest parts of Unreal Engine. There's a companion app on the App Store called Live Link Face, and pretty simple, it makes a wire mesh over your face and translates that over to your metahuman in real time that allows you to mimic all of the facial expressions you're gonna make while talking, and allows you to really have fun with it in a kind of a realistic way. So once we get that booted and targeted, we are in business and ready to rock this thing out on any different one of our webcam sources. So now that we have the avatar, we have the room set up, and we have the face link all set up, all we have to do is go into OBS, turn on that virtual webcam, and use this thing. This can connect it to Teams, it can connect to FaceTime, wherever you're looking to use your webcam, and have fun with it. I've personally turned this thing on a million times with different applications. I think it's hilarious. It always gets a pretty good reaction. If your boss is ever asking how tuned into technology is and you turn something like this on, well, you're pretty tuned in because you are the Matrix at that point. So if you have a question, join the Discord, feel free to send me a message, and I'll probably make videos going over a little bit more detail of each individual section. But until then, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have fun, and I'd love to see what you make with it. Take it easy.
You got too much time on your hands.
You saying this isn't tricking anybody right now? You don't think it's me?
No, I don't. That is pretty funny, though.
Oh, maximum effort, baby.
Overly complicated, but got it.
It is exactly as complicated as required.